The following video is a rant about a game that infuriates me. There may be strong language present. If that sort of thing bothers you, then don't watch the video. You have been warned. Hey everybody, I just wanted to do a quick video to let you know that I was going to review Call of Duty Infinite Warfare at some point, but as it turns out, the game is literally unplayable. And I don't mean that in the sense of, oh, the game sucks or anything like that. No, I mean I literally cannot get into the game. If I start the game up, it will go into the main menu, and I can go into either the multiplayer, the zombies, or the single-player sections of the game. So naturally, the first thing I try to do is change my options to suit the needs of my computer, as well as my control options and things like that. Every single time I try to change one of the video options, it completely froze the game, and I had to use the task manager to close it. And I don't mean a specific setting here or there, no, I mean any of the video options would instantly freeze the game and require me to close and reopen the game just to mess with any of the other options at all. At least it kept the changes whenever I made them, even though it froze the game up, but still, that was a sign of things to come. So I tried to go into the single player portion of the game, and it would display the intro cutscene, but then it would just get stuck on an infinite loading screen. So I thought, okay, maybe it just froze up or something, so I closed the game and restarted it, and sure enough, the infinite loading screen came back when I went into the single player. Also, the cutscenes are completely unskippable, so that was fun going through that again. Anyway, I looked up the issue online, and I found that some people were able to get it working by adding this to their AV exclusions list, so I did that, which changed absolutely nothing. Tried verifying the game cache, which of course took absolutely forever and did nothing at all, so great thing there. And of course, the absolute last resort is reinstalling the game because it is about 90 gigabytes, which takes forever even on a fast internet connection. And to make matters worse, the multiplayer and the zombies don't work either. Zombies has a similar problem to the single player, in which the intro cutscene will load, but after the cutscene, there's just a black screen with absolutely nothing going on. And if I go over to the multiplayer, whenever I actually try to load into a match, it just sits there and says waiting, loading level for a long time before it just eventually crashes the game. And that's regardless of whether I'm trying to do a public match or trying to set up a private match to just have a bot match. Because the game actually does support bots, it's just that for some utterly baffling reason, it won't load levels and it just crashes whenever you try to do that. So I have not been able to play single player, zombies, or multiplayer at all. I tried it on both my Windows 10 and Windows 7 installations. Exact same problem across the board. I have tried everything I can think of in order to fix this problem. I have, of course, verified the game cache. I have, of course, put it in the exclusions list. I've disabled the AV just to try it out to see if that was even the problem. Obviously, it did nothing. I've reinstalled the game. I've updated all my drivers, and of course, I'm running both Windows 7 and Windows 10, so it should work on at least one of those. I had that problem with Black Ops 2, where the multiplayer would only, for some baffling reason, work on my Windows 10 installation. But in the case of Infinite Warfare, neither of them work. So when I say the game is literally unplayable, I'm not joking around, I'm not being hyperbolic, I'm not just saying that because the game sucks or anything. I mean, it is literally 100% unplayable. I have absolutely no idea if the performance is decent, I have no idea if the netcode is good, it doesn't matter because I can't actually get into the game. I would love to be incredibly fair to this game and give it a full review and assess it for what it is rather than the hilarious amount of bullshit that gets thrown around with Infinite Warfare, with the ridiculous amount of dislikes the trailer had and everything like that. But if the game doesn't actually function as software, if it does not load into the game to actually let me play it, then I can't do that. And the funny thing about all this, Modern Warfare Remastered works fine. It doesn't run particularly well at the onset of a match because it's still loading things in, but once you're into the match, it works just fine. The performance is fine, it plays the multiplayer, it plays the single player. There are no problems with Modern Warfare Remastered, yet Infinite Warfare is literally unplayable. But of course, since Modern Warfare Remastered was attached to Infinite Warfare, and you have to get the so-called Digital Legacy Edition to be able to play Modern Warfare Remastered at all, obviously barely anyone actually has the game, and nobody's still playing it online. So even the consolation prize is pretty much moot at this point. But you know what, at least I can actually get bot matches working in Modern Warfare Remastered. At least the single player works fine in that. That's more than I can say for Infinite Warfare, where I spent the better part of 3 hours trying to get the fucking thing working, but it just won't work. This is why throughout the video you've been seeing footage of Modern Warfare Remastered, because at least I can get gameplay footage of that. For Infinite Warfare, the best I can get is loading screens, 2 cutscenes, and this. I'm just at a loss for words here, because I've played bad Call of Duty games before, don't get me wrong. I played Finest Hour, Big Red 1, Call of Duty 3, Black Ops 2, Ghosts, of course. And sure, those games were bad, but at least you could actually boot them up and get into the game and actually play the game as much as they sucked. In this instance, though, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is broken software that Activision is selling at full price. $60 US for the basic edition, and the digital legacy edition is $80. Obviously, I did not pay full price for this thing. I waited for it to go on sale, and I had additional coupons and everything that made it even more affordable, but still, the fact remains that I spent money on a product that does not function. And you know what the funny thing about that is? Ride to Hell Retribution was pulled from sale. It currently has the lowest score I have ever given any game at all. But somehow, that fucking atrocity of a title is more playable than Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Is this real life, or have I wandered into some bizarre alternate universe where the Call of Duty series is the lowest standard for how terrible a game should be, and Ride to Hell Retribution is somehow a masterpiece? Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if I had wandered into some bizarro alternate universe or something, because this is completely absurd. If somehow the game ever actually starts working, if for example they patch it and that fixes the issue, then I'll go ahead and review it. But as it stands, the game is literally 100% unfucking playable, and as a result, I can't make a video on it other than something like this. At least I'll be able to do a video on Modern Warfare Remastered, but that's not much of a consolation here. If anything, that actually pisses me off more, because now I'm just like, well, why couldn't I just pay for Modern Warfare Remastered itself and not have to get Infinite Warfare along with it? Anyway, I was planning on getting a video on Medal of Honor Heroes 2 done for today, but then this came up, so I felt I had to get this out of my system first. So that video is getting pushed back to Wednesday, and then I'm going to continue doing the rest of the Medal of Honor series reviews after that, so I'll get all that taken care of, and then we'll go from there. So, thanks for putting up with me during all this, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in later videos.